all throughout high school, all throughout college, and my whole 20s, I did not wear any clothes that revealed my legs. And when this changed was, hi, it's Mia. And yes, I am holding a spatula. My mic is in here. I just uploaded a video on body image. I've been doing these educational videos because I am so used to doing that as a professor, as a dietitian, and a clinician. And yet I was reflecting on the reason why I decided to even start this channel. And it's so that, yes, I can help more people heal their relationship with food and body, help them understand body image and intuitive eating. But I also wanted to do this because I wanted to connect with you because I no longer struggle so much with food and body, but I did have my own struggles, and I've been working with clients for over 10 years now. And the more I do this work, the more I understand that there is just so much more under the layer of food and body struggles, right? It's so much more about wanting to feel like you're enough, wanting to feel accepted, wanting to feel lovable. All of those things resonate with me deeply to my core. It always has. And so I remembered that connecting with whoever is out there, you who is watching this video, is one of the big reasons that I decided to start the YouTube channel, even though I felt terrified of it. I still feel nervous right now, but I know that sharing my story and sharing my own experiences at a normal human level, not just my perspective as a provider, as a professor, feels like what I wanted to do in addition to teaching and providing value. And so here I am. Here I'm trying out a new kind of a video. I think I have Momo hair on my lips. You would understand if you have cats. If you can't see her, she's right here. But anyway, so I wanted to just share a little bit also about my own personal body image journey. I will probably at some point share a little bit more about my own relationship with food and how that evolved over my life. But body image is a little bit more difficult area. And I didn't realize that I had body image struggles, not because I didn't struggle, but because I think I felt that it was so normal to hate your body. I remember maybe when I first started to feel a little self-conscious of my body was in around like 5th or 6th grade. And at that time I was in Korea. And it's interesting because I was born in the States, moved to Korea for the first time when I was 7. And when I started to go through puberty, at some point I started to feel really self-conscious about my legs. I don't know where that really came from or started. My guess is that maybe when I moved to Korea and I now had all these other girls who looked like me, as opposed to living in the suburbs of America, and I didn't have a lot of Asian friends around me. And so maybe I started to compare myself to other Asian girls. And I think the Asian culture, and particularly the Korean culture, has a very set image of what a girl should look like, right? All cultures do. And at that time in Asia, and I still think so to a large part today, that it is about this like stick thin figure is what was desired or what a lot of girls wanted to be. And I felt like for an Asian girl that my upper body was more petite, and it still is true to this day, compared to my lower body. And today I can say that without any emotional charge because I've made peace with my body and I no longer attach any part of my worth to what my body looks like or what my body size is. However, back when I was a kid and I was going through puberty, that's when I started to feel like, ooh, my legs and hips are bigger than a lot of other Asian girls or Korean girls around me. And I started to feel self-conscious of that. So much to the degree that I stopped wearing shorts or skirts. We had school uniforms, so that I had to wear. Other than that, I avoided any type of, that's Momo, any type of clothes that reveal that. You can see her in the corner. I'm gonna let her be there for a little bit. That is so cute. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video, but maybe I will keep it there. Momo, can you let me finish the video? And I didn't wear shorts for the next 15 years of my life. And it's mind-boggling. It's all throughout high school, all throughout college, and my whole 20s, I did not wear any clothes that revealed my legs. And when this changed was when I was 29 and I decided to change careers. I had a whole life epiphany. Becoming a dietitian is my second career. Maybe I'll talk about my career transition at some point, but I had a life epiphany from my corporate career, media PR career. I had to put her away because she was meowing so loud. But when I decided to switch careers, and I spent a little over a year in Austin, Texas, to get my prereqs so that I could actually apply for a graduate program in nutrition. And I needed a bunch of prereqs. So I was at UT Austin for about 14 months. And I never experienced a summer that was so hot. It was scorching hot. I mean, anyone who lives in Texas, let me know. I was 29. It was too hot. I didn't know anyone in Austin. And so it came to a point where I was like, I don't care anymore. It's way too hot. And I think maybe that's also around the time that my worth that I attached to my body started to lessen. As I went through my corporate career, I think I gained some confidence in finding my value in other ways than my body. It still wasn't healthy because I know I also fell trapped to the whole hustle culture, and I was a workaholic for 7 years. Again, a story for another day. But it was too damn hot to care anymore. So I wore shorts for the first time outside in 15 years. And I will never forget that feeling of the warm summer breeze hitting against my bare legs in my shorts. There's no way to describe it. And that feeling was so amazing. And the freedom to finally let go of this like mental trap of I cannot show my legs. Like to say that is almost like, what? But I know that this is the reality for so many women out there, young girls, or even older women. If you've felt like you had to hide a certain part of your body because it is unacceptable, unlovable, whatever you think about it is, that you might identify with this. And I cannot describe just how liberating it felt to no longer have that loom over me. And I've never looked back. I started wearing shorts, skirts, and being able to actually wear bathing suits and going into water. So that was kind of a life-changing moment. How many years is this? I was in Texas in 2009 to 2010. So this is already 14 years ago. But I will never forget that distinct moment. I will never forget that feeling, that physical feeling and that emotionally liberating feeling. And that's what I want all my clients and you to be able to feel when it comes to your body. I really want each and every woman to be able to feel this amazing feeling. And when you no longer have these stories, these beliefs, these false limiting beliefs, and beliefs are just stories that we tell ourselves over and over again. And so whatever story that you are telling yourself about your body, I hope you can pay attention to it with a lot of compassion and gentleness and curiosity. If you feel like these really negative thoughts coming up about your body overall or about certain parts of your body, can you listen to that part of you? And right now, it might sound really mean and demeaning and harsh. Try to just be a neutral observer to that. If it says, oh, your belly is disgusting, or your arms are too big, or you should never wear a bathing suit, or a sleeveless, or whatever it is saying, be curious about it, observe it, and say, why? Ask it why. What is the story that you are telling yourself about your body or that certain part of your body? And really ask yourself, where did I learn this story? And is it the truth and the absolute truth? That's a question I have my clients ask about the stories that come up about their bodies. And when you start to ask these questions back, and when you can start to come up with different stories and consider different stories even, then you can start to release them. And it can be something like what happened to me like overnight. I mean, I say overnight, but I say there was like a distinct moment for me that happened. But for a lot of my clients, sometimes it's a distinct moment, but sometimes it's a gradual process. And how we can intentionally create this gradual process is by paying attention to these stories and to start questioning them, So I have a client story that I actually want to share about this, but I think I'll have to do it another time because I've been rambling on for a while and I don't even know if I'm going to feel brave enough to share this video or not, but we'll see. And I'd love to hear from you if you watch this and if any part of my story resonates with you to any degree, because this was a new type of video that I wish to do more of. I think I like this more personal, casual style, but I'd love to hear what you think. So please let me know in the comments.